guys.
Get it out, please.
Okay, come on. Guys, get it out. So one picture goes each person.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you. So we're going to talk about sequencing today. And at the end of this class, you guys are going to know how to sequence things in order. I think you guys already know how most ladies. Are we listening to you? Okay, thank you. So at the end of the class, you guys are going to figure out how this actually goes and how to sequence things in order. And then we're going to look at a story and how you sequence those things in order of events. Alright, I need eyes on me. I need you guys to listen quiet. We do not have the overhead today, unfortunately. So you guys are just going to have to follow along. So everybody take out your paper. You see the side that has the stars on it? Go ahead and flip it over if you're not on the side. Everybody got it? Okay. Yeah. Thumbs up.
This is not sharp.
Boys, go back. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
You're on the side with the stars on it?
This is short. Now it is.
So everybody go ahead and read the instructions. Then we're going to go over it together. Don't start just yet though. Okay. Lista. Are we all set? Everybody Lucy, got your pencils ready? Yeah. No? Yeah. Who doesn't have one? Me. Do you need to borrow one? Quickly. Oh man.
I want to see the camera.
My camera's watching this. You guys are not prepared right now. Alright. Does anybody still
It's not. Oh, there you go.
Alright, now it's ready. Oh, what happened? Do I need to move it? Are you guys going to be alright with it here? Is that okay? On accident? Okay, better be on accident. Okay. So everybody look at your first page, number 1. On the side that says sequencing and it has stars on it. We're all paying attention, right? Yeah, I'm up here. Hello, this is Harbor Lights. Ready to learn? Let's go. So we're going to talk about sequencing. Does anybody know what sequencing means? What's sequence? You know what that means? It means putting things in order. The only thing is my camera can't hear me if you guys are sharpening your pencils, so
Okay.
we're going to have to wait every single time we do it. So does anybody else need to sharpen their pencil? No, thank you. Okay, so sequencing is putting things in order. So from the first thing that happens to the second thing that happens, all the way until we're at the last thing, right? So if I woke up in the morning and I brushed my teeth, and then I went and got breakfast, and then I got my backpack, got dressed, get ready for school, what was the first thing I did? Wake up. I woke up, right? What's the second thing I did? Somebody say it.
Dress.
I got dressed. That was kind of later, right? Brush my teeth. Yep, I brushed my teeth. Okay, so we're going to look at how do we look at that in a sentence, and how do we look at what words are going to help us to recognize that, okay? So when we look at our first page, we have the sentence. Somebody read it out loud. Raise a hand. Go ahead.
Robert listened to his pod as he worked on his seesaw puzzle.
Yeah, so iPod is like a device that people use that they listen to music on. You guys know what an iPod is?
Yeah.
Some people still use an iPod. Okay, what about jigsaw? Jigsaw just means like a normal puzzle. You know, so you have pieces that go together.
Yeah.
You put them all in. It's just a puzzle. It's another part to say that. So we have Robert listened to his iPod as. So as is our transition word that's going to help us. This is our sight word that's going to help us to better understand what's going first and what's going second. So we're going to put a star on top of as. Can everybody do that? Or you guys see the star on top of it?
Yeah.
All right, so then we're going to look at what is the first thing that happened and what's the second thing that happened. So Robert listened to his iPod as he worked on the jigsaw puzzle. So what does that mean? That means he was that he was listening to his iPod. So I'm Robert. I'm playing Robert. So I'm listening to my iPod. Are we listening? All right, so listening to my iPod. And then I'm as, which means while or during at the same time. I was doing a jigsaw puzzle, so listening to music and doing a jigsaw puzzle, right? Sure. So what does that mean? Was there a first and a second thing?
Oh wait, no.
Okay, somebody says no. Who agrees with her? Who agrees there's only one thing going, or it's only happening at one time, right? Right? I'm not listening to music and then later on
Right.
doing them both at the same time, right? So as means both at the same time. So then we're going to underline this one. And then our second action. Thank you. Our second action, we're going to underline it just once too, because they're both happening the first thing. Right? Are we listening? Yeah? Yeah? You guys are all right back there? Any questions?
No.
Okay. Do we have any questions about this overall? No. Okay, thank you. So that's our first one. So then we go into our second sentence, and it says, can somebody read it to me out loud? Go ahead up here. So what's our sight word? What's the word that's going to help us to understand? After, right? After it's telling us the time, the timing. So after we study the pages in the book, we take the test. So what are we doing first? We're studying, and then we're taking the test, right? So I know it kind of shows it after is before the event, but that helps us to understand, right? And then we have that comma to tell us that it's another thing that's going to happen next, right? So everybody, so you see how it says after, we have the one underlying thing, and then we have the two underlines. All right, so can somebody read to me number 3? Somebody new.
Me. Before.
Margie. And back. So I want, you guys know how I just acted out number 1? Can I get somebody to act out number 3? Well, it's really easy. It's fun. Go ahead. Yeah, can you act it out for us? So Margie, let's No? How about I do it? Yeah. Are you guys going to do the next one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick somebody.
I
I'm going to pick somebody. Amelia, you want to act it with me? Okay. So you're going to be Margie or the dog? Dog. You're going to be Margie or the dog? You're going to be Margie. So before Margie went to the store, what did you do? Are we listening up? Amelia's going to act it out for us. So before you went to the store, what did you do? Eric. So I'm the dog. Whoa. So what? Then what do you have to do? Bye. So what is our word that helped us to understand this? Before. Okay, go ahead and take a seat. Thank you, Amelia. What are we going to do to before? We're going to start. Good. Then what are we going to do? What was our first thing that he did? Did anybody observe that?
Oh, smacking
So that's, what are we going to do with that? What are the instructions?
Underline.
underline it once, right? Only one time because it's our first event. Boys, are we getting it? We're good? You got your sight word start? What's the important word of the sentence that's going to help us to understand timing? Huh? Before. So go ahead and start that. Come on, get right to it. You should have a pencil ready. You should be doing your work. You shouldn't have your computer. I'm going to ask you to put your computer on the floor, please. Thank you. So go ahead and start before. And then our first event that we did, Margie, she gave her dog a bath. So she gave her dog a bath for us, right? Go ahead and underline that once. What we have to underline? Does anybody know what's the first event that happened?
Oh, which one? In the third one?
Number 3. Yeah, she gave her dog a bath. That's what we're underlining. So here, I'll model that up here. I'll show you guys up here. Are we all doing it?
Yeah.
I hear a lot of chit-chat. Yeah, for those of you that are done, just pay attention, just follow along. So then we're doing this guy before we're starting this word. And then the first thing that happened was this. Right? That's what we just watched Emilio help us act out. What was the second thing Emilio did to pretend to be Margie? She left to the store, right? So what are we going to do?
Well, it said a she did. Sorry. It's so
Do you guys see how that works out? Yeah. Alright, I'll give you guys a minute to go ahead and do it. Just that first, number 3 for now. We'll go through a few more. Alright, so we get how like one line means the first event, 2 lines, 2 underline means the second event. Yeah, right? If you guys want, we can do this guy. Number 1, number 2. If it helps you to understand better, you can do that. So we're going to have to do this a little bit more. Good? Okay, who wants to read number 4 for us?
me. I'm a you.
Come on. Can you ladies hear her?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's listen. Listening means that we're not talking. Go ahead. That's okay. Go ahead and read it out loud so we can hear it. Good. So what's our word on number 4? You guys should have been reading along with it. So if you didn't hear her, you should have seen it anyway. What word is going to help us understand timing? So I have a few ideas. Can I have hands? Go ahead. The storm was approaching, she took. Is that helping us understand timing? Or is that just an action? That's just a verb. She just took. Go ahead. When? Does that help us understand timing?
Yes.
When the ladies in the back were talking, Miss Gomez was giving the lesson.
That's true.
Right?
We have it.
Okay, so when? So what are we going to do with when?
Start.
Is that becoming a distraction?
No.
Because I'm seeing you guys not holding pencils. And that's what's going on. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. Good job. So go ahead. When is our important word that's going to help us understand in which sequence this is? Go ahead and start over when.
Is that number 4?
And then who would like to come up and act this one out?
No.
Anybody else aside from Emilio? Nobody wants to act it out?
Emilio.
Should I pick a stick?
No. I'm a dog.
Would you like to act it out for us really quick? Eric? Alright, I'm gonna pick out a stick.
Take me.
You wanna do it? Crystal.
Trish. Who's right there?
Okay. You remember how Emilio did it? And we enjoyed it, but we weren't rude about it, right? We all listened and we watched.
I didn't enjoy it.
I go, friends. I go meet. You guys want to do it together?
Evelyn, I go. Yes. Come on, go. Miss.
Quickly. Go. Come on. Quickly, come on. It'll be really fast.
Yeah, really fast.
So I said, I'm going to when the storm was approaching, so you guys see the storm is coming, right?
It's a cool.
We took shelter in the basement. So what did you guys do? The storm was approaching.
Show
us.
Let's go over here and look at
How's the storm? Good job. All right.
Good thing we got
All right. So what did we kind of see how that works? So how are we gonna write that one out? When we started that? 5, 4, 3.
I found you.
2. Thank you guys. Okay. So when we already started that. What's our first event?
You.
Go ahead. When the storm was approaching, we took shelter in the basement. When actually shows us that two things are happening at once, right? So we're going to underline both parts of the sentence with one line. Because when it was happening, did you guys see how like we were talking about it, we were pretending, and the girls were running away at the same time? Someone please start when? Yeah, good job. And then you're gonna underline with one line. There's two events, right?
Okay, we're on number 4, so you should have number 4 done. She just did that one for you.
If you're not following along, you're not going to get the credit for the worksheets. Sorry, man. Do you have a question? Yes.
So they first took shelter in the basement, right?
They did both things at the same time. Did you see how we acted it out? And the storm was coming, and at the same time they were running away?
Yeah.
They both happened. So one underline. Okay, we're going to do one more together. And the rest of them you guys are going to figure it out. Yeah, but you've helped us out a lot. Go ahead. Shh, let's listen up. Everybody on number 5, are we ready? Yeah. Eyes on the paper.
They went into the grocery restaurant after the baseball game.
So what's the word? Okay, calm down. I'm gonna take on patient hands. Everyone, does everyone tell us the time? It tells us how many people, right?
Yeah.
So like all of us, we all went, right? So let's think. Go ahead,
After.
After. Does after help us to understand when something was happening? Right? Yeah. It gives us a clue, right? Good job. Go ahead and what are we going to do with that?
Start.
That's our clue word. All right. So who would like to act this one out for us? Come on. How about both of you?
Yay!
Okay, so we're all here. We are at the baseball game, right? So it says everyone went to the local restaurant after the baseball game. So we're watching the baseball game. Cheering. Okay, and then after the baseball game, let's go get some food. Everyone will go get some food. Alright, good job. Go ahead, take a seat. So what's our first event? We went to the baseball game. Good. Everyone went to the local restaurant after. So what is after?
So that means everyone went to the
Then we
local
did something
restaurant.
else
Second
first.
part.
Good job. Did you hear what she said?
Yes.
Do I need that Rubik's Cube?
No.
Okay, then focus.
She said that after helps us to understand that everyone went to the local restaurant is the second part actually. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So our first part is after they were at the baseball game, right? The baseball game happened first. So we're gonna underline it once, right? You can put a number 1, 2, like we did here, under your one line. All right. Okay, and then our second part is that they went to the local restaurant. That was the second thing they did first. They acted out, right? So, what are we gonna do with that? So we're gonna underline it 2 times, and you can put a number 2 underneath, showing that it's the second event that happened. So when we look at these sentences, we don't have to act it out, but we can think about it in our head, right? So we can kind of act it in our head. Oh, this happened after. Look at those words. Look for those words. So I have another paper here that's gonna help us to find those. These are not all of the words. Thank you. Listen up, ladies. These are not all of the words that are gonna help you to understand in which sequence things go, but they are some of them. So you can use this to do the rest of the worksheet. Okay. Okay, this should be an independent thing, so you can do it on your own. If you have any questions, you can ask me or you can ask Mackenzie.
Okay, boys, this is an independent activity, she said.
You guys need to be separated.
Okay.
Don't be separated, they always talk.
Yeah, they always talk.
And you guys don't talk. I also have I do have a treat for you guys at the end, but I'm not gonna hand it out if I'm having some behavior. That's the answer. Thank you for making the
That's
decision.
because you were talking while she was teaching.
A shame on you.
You don't need those comments. If you really don't understand, come up here and I'll help you.
So everybody has this paper?
That paper.
Yes. Why are we sitting together? Martha, do you need a paper here? Okay. If he has a question.
What is this for?
So this paper has all these sequencing words, transition words, which show us the time when things change, transition, these things are changing. So that's going to help us. If you need to read these words, we can read them together, or go ahead and read them on your own, and look for those words in each sentence. These are the ones you're going to star. Okay? Does that make sense? These are the words you're going to look for, you're going to star them, and then you're going to underline the first event, or maybe there were 2 first events. Remember this one? There were 2 first events. Then you can underline twice the second event. Go ahead and work on it. Thank you. If you have a question, raise your hand. All right.
We're doing this one too?
Yes, both sides.
Thank you. Too much.
That's one. One.
We already did half of it. So went. You think that's the... What is went tell us? What does that describe what he's going to do, right? Does it tell us time? Went. So I went to the store. Does that tell me before or after? I have no idea. It does tell me that I did it like in the past, right? But it doesn't tell me if I did it first, right? Does it tell me that I did it first or second? Went. So if I say she went to the store, do you know that she did it the first thing that she did in the morning? Maybe there's something else that helps us understand. So Then does that help us to understand? Then what? What helps us to understand? That was the second thing.
Déjale, digo la más.
Okay, okay, who's going on?
Miss, I don't know. I hear a lot.
Would this be better? Would this be easier if you could work on it with one partner?
Yes. No.
If you can work on it on your own, okay? But with one other partner, you should be using a whispering voice, so that means I cannot hear your conversation, and they should not have a conversation. That's good. I'm good.
Remember, not all of them have sex.
Jennifer's married. Okay, you do. What's yeah. So what do you think? Same time, different time?
I'm already working with David.
Can you do questions?
That's not working. That's not working your sentence. Well, we can't,
Well, it should be the wrong way. Oh, Jaden fart. Oh. End of the year. No, I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah, there's. I can make them for you. You didn't do it right. You didn't. Wow. First of all, is this one or two?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. You need one or two because one line tells me if it happens first, the second line tells me if it happens second. Yeah, so look. It happens second. Oh boy, that's a lot of years, so you might want to choose new paper. You done?
Oh,
I didn't create this. Okay, I will check it. Because I do not, yeah. Do you need a, hey Adrian, do you need a big eraser? Do you need a big eraser? You're welcome.
If you are done, ladies, listen up. Yeah, take 5. And it's car. Eyes should be on me. 3. Eyes should be on me. 2. 1. Look at me. If you're done with your worksheet, you're going to open up your vocab and you're going to finish that if you haven't finished it.
What if we finish it?
And if you finish it, then we're going to work on something else. Okay, so you're just going to, do you have anything else that you need to do? Any other class?
Okay.
Do you have vocab for the next, for this? We only have one story that we're going to go through.
We have to do all 3 stories for vocab.
You did all 3 stories? Yeah.
Yes, he did finish, yes.
Go ahead and take out the vocab. Boys and girls, I will have you pass in those things when those worksheets when you're done. So that means if you're not done, you're gonna have to do it for homework. It will be for a grade. So you need to think about it. Make sure you do it well. Yes, sir. Yes. That'll be in the board.
The word.
She's in, I believe she's actually in a different state.
Yeah.
Why she didn't bring me? Is she in my
Be nice when she gets out of this rain. She is at a conference for to help support migrant families. That's just what I heard.
I think so.
Wait, what is
She's
here?
teacher this hour.
Yeah.
You too, me.
Yeah.
Oh, look on for she comes.
Hey!
I knew it. I didn't know. Like, I don't know how to say it.
So again, pages, do you need me to write those on the board again? Boys and girls, I am writing the page numbers that you need for your vocab. There's 3 stories for vocab that you need to finish. I'm writing the 3 pages back up on the board because when you're done with this, you should be finishing your vocab.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ivy's.
Can't read that. It's hurt. It's not.
Yeah, that's what happens. Exactly. So then one line.
Okay, I have them written up on the board, so if you're done, you should be working on vocab. And if you're done with vocab, you are doing something quietly at your seat so others can focus. Thank you.
Quietly, yep. Quietly. See which one goes first. Or like with this one. Robert listens to side.
Thank you.
So what is after?
You're done with vocab? All 3 stages? Quietly listening at your seat.
So that's what.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to
What? Try to take one yourself. If you can't, I'll help you.
This one,
Usually gives them to you. Yeah.
Ladies, finish your vocab?
Yeah.
Hey boys, that's not middle school behavior.
They are supposed to sit together.
Emilio, go back to your seat, please.
I asked you to take your last night first. So you don't need two more squares. Let's focus on that. Yeah, go ahead and look at it yourself first. And then 1 minute tomorrow with the teacher. Ladies, you need to find a seat up
What the heck?
Wow, shampoo. This is your second. Oh yeah, that's what it is. And then we stretched it, and I was in the kitchen, and then we stretched it, and then it broke, and then it got stick to it. So that's not
Solo yo le llamo Jerry. ¿Y tú? ¿A quién le quieres hablar? A la que está.
Nadie, porque no me puede sentar ahí. La maestra me dijo.
I don't like to class. So what's the name of
I'm going to wait. No, honey, if you are done, hey guys, when you are done with this worksheet, the starting worksheet, you're gonna put it in the bin with your name on it. You should give us your email.